का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Whether we survive or not, whether we individually live to see India free or not, we are confident that India shall be free.
These words of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose reverberated across the globe and inspired the Azad Hind Fauj to march across the seas to fight for the independence of India. These words instill a sense of patriotism in all Indians even today.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd January 1897 in Cuttack. The day is celebrated as the Parakram Divas.
Subhash Chandra Bose was strongly influenced by Swami Vivekananda's teachings and was known for his patriotic zeal as a student. To fulfill his parents' wishes, he appeared for the Indian Civil Service competitive examination and came out fourth in order of merit. However, he was deeply disturbed by the Jallianwala Bagh massacre and left his civil services training midway to return to India in 1921.
Under the influence of Mahatma Gandhi, he joined the freedom struggle and started working under the guidance of Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das. Bose was affectionately hailed as Netaji by the people. When the civil disobedience movement was started in 1930, Netaji was already in detention for his associations with a revolutionary group, the Bengal Volunteers. Nevertheless, he was elected mayor of Calcutta while in prison.
He was released and then rearrested several times before being finally released on medical grounds and allowed to proceed to Europe. During the mid-1930s, Subhash Chandra Bose travelled to Europe, visiting Indian students and European politicians to gather support for the Indian cause. During this period, he also researched and wrote the book, The Indian Struggle. Although it was published in London in 1935, the British government banned the book in India out of fears that it would encourage unrest.
Defying the ban on his entry to India, Netaji returned to India in 1936 and was arrested and jailed again for a year. After the general elections of 1937, Congress came to power in 7 states and Subhash Chandra Bose was released. He was elected president of the Haripura Congress session in 1938 and during his term, he set up a national planning committee.
At the Tripuri Congress session in 1939, Subhash Chandra Bose was re-elected, defeating Pattabhi Sitaramaiah. He brought a resolution to give the British 6 months to leave India, failing which there would be a revolt. After opposition to his stand, he resigned from the post of President of Indian National Congress and formed a progressive group known as Forward Bloc.
Netaji started a mass movement against India's involvement in World War and was put under house arrest in Calcutta. In January 1941, he escaped from India in a dramatic manner, impersonating as a Pathan heading Germany via Afghanistan. He sought cooperation with Germany and Japan against the British Empire. In January 1942, he began his broadcasts of Azad Hind Radio from Berlin, which aroused tremendous enthusiasm in India.
बहनों और भाइयों, हमने जो आजादी की लड़ाई छेड़ रखी है, उसे तब तक जारी रखना होगा जब तक हमें मुकम्मल आजादी हासिल न हो.
In July 1943, he reached Singapore and took over the reins of the Indian independence movement in East Asia from Raj Bihari Bose and organized the Azad Hind Fauj. Netaji named the regiments of INA after Gandhi, Nehru, Maulana Azad There was also an all-women regiment named after the Rani of Jhansi, Lakshmibai. Under Netaji's leadership, INA drew prisoners of war and thousands of civil volunteers.
Azad Hind Fauj liberated the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, crossed Burma and entered mainland India on March 18, 1944. The defeat of Japan and Germany in the Second World War forced INA to retreat. However, Netaji chose not to surrender and planned to continue the fight from Manchuria with the support from the Soviet Union. But he is reported to have succumbed in the plane crash over Taiwan on August 18, 1945, while flying to Manchuria to seek Soviet support.
However, his death has remained shrouded in mystery, as it was widely believed that he was still alive after the air crash. Subhash Chandra Bose was described as patriot of patriots by Gandhiji. The legend of Netaji continues to instill parakram in all Indians. We salute the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.